the church of tomorrow morning doing a comparative analysis on black voting. Earlier in the week, I addressed white voting as something that they do because they want status. They just want to know that they're better than us. But let's talk about black voting, power, the abandonment of our people, our communities. You see, we need to be gathered here at this time because it is urgent that we reflect on who we are as a people. Across continents from America to Africa and beyond, there exists a pattern, a painful one, that we, the children of Africa, keep repeating. It is a cycle that has cost us unity, progress, and justice. And justice just simply means just us. And the sad truth is, we are helping to dig the hole deeper with every vote cast for those who look like us but do not fight for us. African Americans and Africans alike, despite oceans and borders between us, share a similar burden. We vote for leaders, black leaders who claim to represent our interests, but what do they truly do? And what do they give us in return? Empty speeches, symbolic gestures, and a quiet withdrawal from the very communities that gave them their power. We all remember the global celebration of Barack Obama being elected the President of the United States, while in Kenya, his father's homeland, grandmother stayed there, people danced in the streets across Africa. The diaspora claimed him as a son of the soil. And in America, black communities felt hope rise like the sun. Finally, one of us had made it to the highest seat in the land. We believed he would open the door for African people worldwide. We believed our conditions would change. But did they? While President Obama made history, the conditions of Africans in America and across the globe remain largely the same. The systemic issues, the poverty, the mass incarceration, the lack of access to clean water, education, or healthcare were not radically addressed. And do you know, still in that little bitty Kenyan country, tribe, they still don't have clean water? The truth is, once he arrived at the table of power, he chose not to flip the table over, but to eat quietly at it. Why? Because real change would have meant risking the comfort, legacy, and approval of the very system that was never built for us. This is not unique to Obama. This is a pattern. Across Africa, when a native son or daughter ascends to power, we rejoice, we dance, we cry, we claim victory, but the celebration is often premature because once in office, they become entangled in the same colonial financial chains, Western debt structure, and IMF restrictions. They promise liberation but become caretakers of oppression in blackface. And the cycle continues because our people, desperate for hope, continue to vote not with strategy, but with symbolism. We must ask ourselves hard questions. Why do we vote for people who don't have an obligation to us, only a resemblance? Why do we allow personal success stories to distract us from collective failure? Why do we accept that when one of us makes it, the rest of us remain broken? Our problem is not that we don't participate. We vote, we protest, we show up. Our problem is that we are not unified in purpose. When some of us become rich, we move away to our communities that don't look like us. When we enter politics, we become silent. When we forge the village that raised us, forget the village that raised us, we become seduced by titles and terrified of losing access. Meanwhile, our communities are suffering. So today I issue a call not a celebration, but confrontation. We must stop confusing proximity to power with progress. We must hold our leaders accountable, especially the ones that look like us. We must stop seeing personal success as collective success. Until our schools, our hospitals, our streets, and our homes reflect the wealth we produce and the power we build, we are not winning. Our liberation cannot be bought with a speech. It must be fought with strategy, unity, and sacrifice. Brothers and sisters, the seat is not the goal. Freedom is. Let us vote wisely. Let us unite deeply. Let us demand more from those who claim to represent us, and even more from ourselves. Now, let me be clear, in case you didn't hear me the first time. From the dusty roads of Guyana to the urban corridors of Chicago, from Lagos to Atlanta, from Soweto to Selma, we are one people with a shared soul, a shared story, and sadly a shared struggle. And tonight we must face an ugly but necessary truth. Too often we sabotage our own communities, not just by what was done to us, but what we do to ourselves, or worse, we fail to do. We vote for those who resemble us but do not represent us. We celebrate symbolism while ignoring substance. We dance when one of us gets in, but don't notice how quickly they forget where they came from. We saw this with Barack, the son of an African man, ascended to the most powerful seat. The world rejoiced, but in his administration, we followed a fellow African, Muammar Gaddafi, assassinated on his watch, a leader who dared to dream of united Africa, Africa economically independent from the West, and Obama, like a well-trained puppet of global finance, nodded along with NATO and tore Libya apart. Don't tell me he had no choice. Don't tell me he didn't know better. He forgot where he was from, and he got used to comfort. This is not liberation, it's betrayal. We are complicit. Our silence and our fear, our obsession with personal success over collective freedom has cost us dearly. We celebrate when one of us gets rich or famous, but we do not ask, what have they done for the people? We fight against each other over crumbs, mock each other's accents, shades of skin, tongues, while the children of the elite dine with European power brokers enjoy the American dream. Even Obama's children and our children die under bullets, under hunger, under policy. This is the truth. We have been conditioned to hate each other, conditioned to believe that Africans need their colonial parents, which could be nothing further from the truth. That we need the approval of European institutions that we fathered. The justice means just us on the margins, but nothing, like I said, could be further than the truth, because we are the parents of all people. Africa is the cradle of civilization, the first light, the original genius. The rest of the world walks around with a superiority complex fed by lies, while we walk around with an inferiority complex rooted in centuries of trauma. But something is shifting. There's a low rumble now, like the feet of Zulus preparing for war. The fire of revolution is burning brighter in the hearts of our youth, our elders, our thinkers, our builders. We are awakening, and make no mistake, those who have lived long by the vile maxim, all for us, all for ourselves and nothing for the people, feel that fire creeping up their legs. That includes the colonial powers, and yes, it includes Africans and African Americans who have sold out their people in exchange for comfort and titles. But the time for excuses is over. The time for symbolism is done. Collective unity must trump personal success. If your success costs the community, it is not a success, it's betrayal. If your rise means others must fall, you are not a leader, you are a tool of oppression. And speaking of tools, let us talk about voting. Voting is not a celebration. It is a tool made to make your task easier and your burdens lighter. So don't give it away without receiving your just due. Do not vote for somebody just because they look like you. Vote because they will fight for you.